Hey guys, this is one of my first real YouTube videos as far as like anything with my Volvo here. But just wanted to show something that's actually pretty easy to do as long as you have the adequate tools to handle it. So I swapped in the R-Design steering wheel for my 2012 S60, which is a huge improvement over the stock base one, in my opinion. You have the perforated leather, the R-Design logo on it, and typically the chrome starts peeling on these after some time. This one was starting to do it, as you can see around all the edges. It's pretty common. I mean, you can just pull this off and replace this entire thing by itself if you want to. This is just grimy shit at the bottom of it from the last owner. But there's some pop tabs in here. There's one here at the corner, same on that side, and there's 4 down here at the bottom. There's behind this, so you can pry it off starting in each corner. Just slowly pull towards you with both hands and get it off that way. The buttons are pretty easy to pop out too if you need to keep yours. I have adaptive cruise, so I had to keep mine, but these buttons, they have 3 little plastic tabs that are in this sort of foam-like material in the back of the steering wheel here. Use one of those bone pry tools, which I used one of these to get it out, along with a flathead screwdriver that I pushed around the back side of it there. But you can just pop those out pretty easy too. I mean, they got a little bit of weight on them there, but anyway, pull those out, and then the wires are kind of just routed through here, and there is this little pop tab. Basically, you can just pull out like a little zip tie and replace all this as one big piece if you need to. If you have a adaptive cruise and you're trying to swap it in and you bought a wheel that doesn't have it, like I did. But again, it's pretty straightforward. You have this one big bolt right here in the middle. You do that at the ends. But as far as pulling the airbag out goes, these 2 holes right here are where you're going to be able to put a flathead screwdriver. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to turn your steering wheel. So if you're looking straight at the car, you're just going to turn it up as far as about this angle. I would say probably 110 degrees, something like that. And put that flathead screwdriver in here. What you're looking for is you have these 2 tabs right here that are holding on a coil, as far as I know, or a piece of metal you're just trying to basically pop loose. So you get it in there, and when you're prying it, just try to pry in that direction to get it to pop out, or whichever way. And you can pop those off on the sides. Luckily in the S60s, which I noticed a difference between this and the XC70 that I was looking at on YouTube, the horn and everything was with my airbag. It all popped out as one piece, so I didn't have to really do anything complicated like they did in that video. There is a little screw here. If you're going further into it, like pulling things out behind it, just pull this little screw out, which I took it out and put it back in my wheel because I didn't have one, and put that in the angle sensor to apparently not damage it, which I didn't do that when I was swapping my stuff, because the forum that I was on reading, they didn't do it there. So yeah, you're just going to pop those 2 screws out, and you can do this with the car off, battery disconnected. The wheel does not have a lock on it, so it's going to allow you to turn it either way. Then after you do that, you disconnect those. You can pop this out. You're going to have an orange connector with a yellow top on it on the back of the airbag, and a white connector. Again, make sure your car's been off, I'd say, for at least 10 minutes. That's what I did. And then just make sure your battery's been disconnected for 10 minutes is what I mean. And then pop those 2 connectors out. I used a little watch size flathead on the white one, and on the orange one, I ended up just using my hand because it was pretty easy. You just pop the little tab and then pull it out like that. And then after you end up pulling it out, you have that bolt behind all this stuff, and then the wiring. If you're going to swap it out, you could do all that like I mentioned in the beginning of the video. But these 3 tabs are where the airbag actually pops into with the horn when you put it back in. And watch these little holes right here. Make sure there's not a black piece in there like if you bought a wheel. Mine actually had a piece of plastic down here that was broken in there from the donor vehicle, and I couldn't understand why the hell my airbag wouldn't go in, and that was why. But I pulled it out and figured it out and put it back in for a second time. It took me about an hour and 10 minutes. So it's pretty straightforward. It's not really a terrible thing to do. If you're intimidated by it, which I was definitely, because I've never done this before, just try to go at it and see what happens. I mean, worst you could do is end up having to replace an airbag, and they're probably pretty cheap on eBay. Just try to be safe about it and keep it away how you need to, but I think it's definitely worth it. And I'm gonna go over some other stuff on this car too that I've done, because I've changed a lot of stuff on this vehicle. So stay tuned and I'll try to post a few more videos. Thank you.